job.
That's how you bounce back, baby. Consistency.
Every time they made a run, we answered. We stepped up to the challenge. Our defense, we were in there. We self-corrected when we needed to. All right, we communicated on the floor, multiple levels of effort. We were connected on both ends of the floor.
Is payback sweeter when it's personal? When Caitlin, Clark, and Sophie Cunningham stepped onto the court, it wasn't just about points. It was about proving a point. What followed was a fierce showdown that left Brittney Griner stunned and the crowd roaring. Here's how it all unfolded in a game no one saw coming. The Indiana Fever were under fire. After suffering 2 humiliating losses to teams they were expected to beat, doubts began to swirl. Were they unraveling? Was the chemistry breaking down? And was Caitlin Clark, fresh off an injury, able to coexist with a roster still trying to find its identity? These weren't just minor concerns. They were real questions surrounding a team that had shown flashes of championship potential but seemed to be slipping into chaos. And to make matters worse, tension was brewing behind the scenes. Reports of heated arguments between Clark and head coach Stephanie White surfaced. Clark's shooting slump added fuel to the fire, and the vibe around the Fever felt tense, unstable, even fractured. But all of that changed when they stepped onto the court against the Atlanta Dream. This wasn't just another game. It was a chance for redemption. A moment to respond to critics, silence doubters, and most importantly, take revenge. Especially after the previous matchup that saw Brittney Griner's now infamous taunts toward Clark. This was personal. This was war. And from the opening whistle, it was clear. The Fever weren't backing down. Sophie Cunningham came out swinging. She played with a fire that couldn't be ignored.
I think that everyone saw that we kind of got some flow when Kate was hurt and our offense was clicking. But now we have to have a new offense when she's in there because she just brings that much to the game. And so we have to adjust. And I think all of us just want it now. We know what the potential of this team can be, but we can't think about that. You really have to take day to day and stuff that worked here, we need to carry it over to tomorrow's game. We have a lot of games coming up and I think like 7 days or whatnot. And so it's mentally making sure that we're good. It's physically making sure we're getting recovery, making sure we're taking care of our bodies off the court. But we're trying to figure it out. And I think you guys see it. I think we're all a little frustrated.
Scoring 16 points, pulling down 10 rebounds, and doing all the dirty work in between. Her hustle, her grit, her refusal to let Atlanta breathe sent a message that echoed throughout the arena. This team wasn't going to be bullied anymore. Every dive for a loose ball, every box out, every fierce rebound spoke volumes. Cunningham wasn't just showing up, she was standing up for her teammates. Then came Kelsey Mitchell, who absolutely erupted. Dropping 25 points, she torched Atlanta's defense with a performance that showed what happens when the Fever's offensive engine runs hot.
Dribble penetration has been an issue for Indiana in defending that. They got to do a better job of guarding the ball and not worrying about the action.
A hot, cold season for the Fever defensively as Mitchell splashes home a 3. Here going in the first half. No, that's the handle underneath. Still 6 of 10 from the three-point line. Jordan Canada here tonight. Mitchell turns the corner, gets inside, bounces, Howard and flips.
Her confidence was undeniable, her shot selection deadly, and her presence commanding. After Griner's derogatory comments toward Clark, Mitchell made sure the scoreboard did the talking. The message was clear. If you mess with one of us, you answer to all of us. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark was the glue, the heartbeat. She finished with 12 points and 9 assists, but her stat line didn't tell the full story. Clark dictated tempo, created space, and breathed life into an offense that had previously looked stagnant. She stopped settling for deep threes and started attacking the rim, drawing fouls and making plays. More than that, she showed leadership, commanding the floor and lifting up everyone around her. And it wasn't just her teammates she was pushing, it was her coach, too. At halftime, sources close to the team confirmed that Clark had a direct
Communication, it really starts really at practice with defensive scout, locking in, knowing personnel, and we haven't been very good at that this year. You've seen spurts of it that we are really good, but again, our word is like consistency, together and consistency. And so for us, it's being aggressive at the point of attack, and I really do think that when we're aggressive from the jump, it sets a tone for the whole game. And so sucks to suck, it's on the starting five to kind of do that, so good luck, Kels. But I really do think that when we're in it together and we're aggressive on both ends, we're just a really tough team.
no-nonsense conversation with Coach White. It wasn't a quiet heart-to-heart, it was intense. Clark reportedly expressed her frustration with specific players not sharing the ball and demanded adjustments to the rotation. While some might view this as overstepping, others saw it as the birth of a true leader. Coach White could have dismissed it. She could have stuck to her plan. But instead, she listened, and that decision turned the tide. The Fever came out of halftime like a completely different team. Whatever was said in that locker room, it worked. They outscored the Dream 59-37 in the second half, playing their most cohesive basketball of the season. The ball zipped around the court. Players trusted each other. Rotations flowed smoothly. It was beautiful to watch. Aaliyah Boston was another key piece of that puzzle. She quietly delivered a masterclass in efficiency and court vision, posting 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists. Her ability to find open teammates, make smart decisions, and be the steady presence in the paint made her the unsung hero of the night. Together with Clark, Boston turned the Fever into a passing machine. The team finished with 27 assists on 35 made baskets, an incredible 77% assist rate. That's not just good basketball. That's elite basketball. That's a team locked in and fully synced up.
Griner elbowing Caitlin Clark in a crazy way and then calling her a trash white girl.
And Brittney Griner has not commented, which I find significant. I've watched that video countless times, and it sure looks like Brittney Griner says, white girl.
The WNBA should investigate Brittney Griner's seemingly uttering profanities about white.
That's the kind of execution championship teams build their identity around. And let's not forget the bigger narrative looming over the night: redemption for Caitlin Clark. Brittney Griner's previous comments had left a bitter taste in everyone's mouth. Accusations of targeted insults, physical bullying, and racial overtones had stained the previous encounter. But instead of letting that negativity define them, the Fever used it as fuel. They didn't retaliate with words. They retaliated with teamwork, unity, and execution. Every pass, every screen, every bucket was their answer to disrespect. And in the end, the scoreboard didn't lie. Indiana 99, Atlanta 82. An emphatic, dominant victory.
I really do think this is a really unique and special team. In the locker room, we really do love each other. Like, we love spending time together. Our practices, I'm not gonna lie, are long, and sometimes we have to hold hands and be like, hey, we're gonna get through it. Right. But this is a team that I have never felt like this in the W. And I've been in it for 7 years. I know you've been in it for 8, you know, and so this is a special group that we have. And so when we can just go out there and have fun and be competitors and feed off of each other, it's just easy. And when people are smiling, like, you don't ever see Kels really get like that, but when we see her get like that, I'm like, oh yeah, like we're in it, you know what I mean? And when other teams see that, it's game over. And so we're our best when we're having fun.
What made this even more special was that it came with their full roster intact for only the second time this season. That's right, this team has barely had time to build rhythm and yet put together one of the most impressive performances of the year. That's not luck, that's potential. That's what happens when individual talent finally aligns with team chemistry. And through it all, Clark showed why she's more than just a rookie phenom. She's a game changer, a leader, a difference maker. Coach White and Clark might not always agree, but they both want the same thing: victories. And that night, they proved they can get there together. It wasn't just a turning point in the game, it was a turning point in the season. The Indiana Fever, once mired in frustration and uncertainty, now looked like a team with clarity and purpose. Sophie Cunningham's energy, Mitchell's scoring explosion, Boston's all-around brilliance, and Clark's leadership.
Team, the Valkyries, but it's not to our standard. And so we need to, we're running out of time, to be honest, and I think that it's gonna light a fire under our butts, and so hopefully you'll see kind of that energy shift tomorrow.
Made them look like contenders. And let's be clear, this was more than revenge. This was a warning to the rest of the league. When this team is healthy, when this team is unified, when Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham are firing on all cylinders, watch out. The Indiana Fever aren't falling apart. They're just getting started. What did you think of Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham's performance? Did Brittney Griner get outplayed, or was it just an off night? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more epic game recaps like this.